Hi there, it's John Mansell, exboozehound. Hope you're well. I think this vlog is going to be very nonsensical and very disjointed, just like the NHS. This is a vlog that I am going to find very difficult to do, and it's also a vlog that I don't want to do. But we have to use our own experiences through life to understand what other people might be experiencing. And one of the reasons I said it's not easy for me to do, and it's something I don't want to do, is because I don't want to be negative about the NHS. But unfortunately, I'm going to be. I started off this morning wanting to try and do something clever with the letters NHS, which stands for National Health Service. And what I can see at the moment through the things that I'm going through is there's no such thing as the National Health Service. A service implies that it's one service working together, whereas what we've actually got is non-connected health services. And in having those non-connected health services, people are suffering unnecessarily for much longer than they should be. And I'm not just talking about patients, I'm talking about the people who work for the NHS. Last Saturday was my 20th anniversary of Booze Free, and the way my mindset is currently, I was unable to do a vlog about that because I have no positivity left in me. And I don't want to do a vlog about something that should be something that's celebrated with negativity. So what am I talking about now? Well, if you don't understand, just going to give basics. So there's primary care and there's secondary care. And my basic understanding of that is if you're dealing with your GPs, you're in primary care. If you're dealing with specialists or consultants or whatever, you're in secondary care. That's the basic rule. Now, I've had a bad back. No idea how it happened. And I've just lost track of how long it's been going on for. And initially I didn't contact my GP, and the reason I didn't contact my GP is because I thought, what was the point, because I'm not going to get an appointment. And just to back that up, I've just looked today on my GP book a face-to-face consultation online, and there's nothing for 3 weeks. Now, as you know, with a name like exboozehound, I had an addiction problem which went on for many years, and I've managed to break that addiction problem. But for the last, let's say, 4 weeks, I've been taking tablets that include codeine. I even sourced, and I shouldn't have done, but I had to break the pain somehow, I sourced some tramadol, which again is very addictive. And after my last conversation with the GP, they've redone me some anti-inflammatories, and I asked for some more for some stronger painkillers, and they've given me codeine. They've given me cocodamol, which again is another highly addictive pain killer. Last week, I posted something, a flippant comment on social media that said something along the lines of, if the NHS can't give us the services that we've already paid through our taxes, when are they going to start refunding us? And quite a few people have said that's quite a clever way of looking at it. You know, we've paid over the years for these services, and when we need them, they're just not there. And in that and because I did that, some people that I work with or have done some work with within the NHS contacted me to see whether there was anything they could do to help. And during that conversation with one of the colleagues within the NHS, I cried because of some other news that she gave me, which isn't massively surprising, but it's just another example of those in power who are meant to be sorting out our National Health Service still not having no idea whatsoever to do to bring it together to make it work how it should do. So I don't think we've got a National Health Service. I think we've got lots of different health services across a number of countries, United Kingdom, and I think you can see that very much so in the way that the different departments within the NHS, the national services, where they're striking in different groups, different services within what's meant to be a service. So you get the nurses going out, you get the ambulance drivers going out, you get the paramedics going out, you get the physios going out, you get the consultants going out. We've now got the junior doctors going out. We've got stuff, not people in Scotland not striking, but people in England are striking. People in Wales are doing something different, and people in Ireland are doing something different. Well, if it's called the National Health Service, surely they should all be doing it as one. So for me, there is no such thing as the National Health Service. We have a selection of services that are disconnected and as nonsensical as probably this vlog is. And here I am, I'm sitting here and I've had a bad back. Let's just say 4 weeks. It's been more than that, but let's just say 4 weeks. And in that 4 week period, all I've basically had is I was referred to a back specialist on the 3rd of February. When I asked how long that was going to be, their answer was pretty much how long's a piece of string. When I said to them that this is having a negative impact on my mental health, they looked at me as if I weren't even there. And if we truly are going to have a National Health Service that works on a person-led protocol, surely the idea of somebody with a serious mental health issue like myself telling somebody that the physical issue is destroying their mental health issue, surely that should put you in a different place. Because secondary care, Mark, my care coordinator, has done a really, really great job over the last few months, and he had me back into a place where I believed in myself again. I understood who I was again. And where I am at the moment, I have no belief in myself. I have no belief on I've got no confidence in what I want to do, what I should be doing. And when I spoke to this person the other day, I said to them, look, at the end of the day, from what they've said, what is the point in me trying? And I don't think I want to be exboozehound anymore. And if there's no exboozehound, there's no me. There's no point to me. And what that led to was I was in bed the next day, just depressed and in pain. I had 5 missed calls from my GP. I phoned them on the Monday morning and had an appointment at 11 o'clock, I think it was, either that day or the day after, I can't remember. And what it was a duty of care call from my primary care GP to see make sure I wasn't having suicidal thoughts. Now, prior to that, I'd already had booked in on the 31st of January a mental health review with my primary care GP. And when I walked in with a walking stick, he asked me what he could do for me today. And I said, well, I'm here because you lot phoned for me to come in to have a mental health review. We didn't talk about mental health. We did. He asked me what medication I was on, which is on the computer. He asked me whether I drank, how much I drank. I told him that I was nearly 20 years sober. That's got to be on the computer somewhere. He weighed me. What the hell that's got to do with my mental health, I have no idea. And it ended up with me basically desperately asking him to refer me to a back specialist, which he did. Now, I can't get a GP appointment today for 3 weeks. Now, what is the point in a GP in primary care asking me about my mental health when I've been in secondary care for 10 years? And over the years, so many people have said to me, what's the point, John? Why do you bother trying to do this exboozehound stuff? Nothing will ever change. And I've seen some really, really great work being done. But from what I found out recently and what I've seen on the internet, a lot of that great work has just been stopped because they haven't got a clue what to do. And every time they do that, every time they stop, things have to start again. I have been destroyed over the last 4 weeks because of a simple back problem. I can't go to the gym, so that messes up my mental health. I don't know whether moving around is damaging myself further. I've just spent the last 2 days in bed to try and get some rest. That helps. So now I've got this thing where I'm going to think, well, I've got to spend another few days resting, and every day I lie about resting is another day that I've got to fight back my physical and mental health. So what's going on? If we've got a national health service, why are they not working as a service, working together? And again, I've said many times, it's not just about the health service or social care or whatever doing things differently. It's about us engaging with them in a different way. And I've tried for years and years and years to engage with these people in a different way. And for years and years and years, people have said, what's the point, John? You'll get nowhere, nothing will change. And I've never believed that until recently. And I know that's just circumstances, because I'm currently in a very negative mood, but it's circumstances nonetheless that is saying to me, what's the point in bothering? Why bother putting your effort in? The majority of the stuff I've done over the years has actually cost me money to go to venues, to pay for parking, to pay for petrol, to pay for diesel, to buy my own lunch. I've given myself over to these people to get an understanding of where we are as individuals. Now, yes, this is a very personal, individual point, but I've got a dodgy back. What are they? What? I can't even begin to imagine where somebody who needs a hip replacement, who's been waiting 9, 12, 18 months in agony, hopped up on painkillers. How much further damage is that doing to that person's whole physical being and their mental being, their mental well health? I know once I get past getting my back sorted, whenever the hell that'll be, I've got a huge fight on my hands to get my mental health back into a good place. And the further it goes down, the harder I know it's going to be. And it's soul destroying, and this is just a bad back. There's no coordination. There's no understanding. There's boards here and boards there, and duplication of work. No conversations between different services within the service. Nobody knows what's going on. Nobody understands anything, and all they're doing is plugging gaps, putting plasters on top of other plasters, and that's just not good enough. It's not good enough for us as the patients, and it's not good enough for the people who work within the NHS. The people who still work within the NHS, if I had a hat on, I would take it off to them, because they must be destroyed nearly every single day. It cannot keep going on like this. You need to take a decision of how we're going to do things, and we need to work towards it. And you don't need a 10-year plan. You need a plan that works for the next 6 months. Over that 6 months, there will be some good things that happen. There will be some negative things that happen. But what we can do is then learn from the good things, implement them more, and learn from the bad things and take those out. And this is going to take us working together. We've got to take some more. We've got to strap on a pair. Got to strap on a pair. The NHS and every other service out there, NHS services, I've got to say, well, it's a little bit awkward at the moment. They've got to say we're in a real state at the moment, and we're trying to do as much as we possibly can. And once they've finally been honest enough to say that, we can start working together. But until you can strap on a pair and be actually honest with us, then we don't stand a chance. We really don't stand a chance. And the reason I find it difficult to say that is because I've seen so much good work. I've seen so many amazing people within the NHS that live it. They live it and breathe it, and they're let down every day by their bosses and by the government. We need to get an idea of how bad things are. We need honesty of how bad the queues are. I heard the other day that if you are referred to a psychologist at the moment, it's about a 2.5 year wait. Now, whether that's true or not, it doesn't matter. But that's what people believe. And if people are believing that, they ain't going to bother, are they? They're not going to bother going and saying, can I make an appointment to see somebody in 2.5 years' time? What are they going to do? Well, they're just going to suffer. They're going to drink. They're going to drug. They're going to lose their jobs. They're going to lose their houses, and things are going to get worse. So, right, anyone out there who works in the NHS or the NHS is, because there isn't an NHS, there's lots of different health services that are loosely connected. Anyone out there that wants to talk to me sensibly, let's get it on. But I'm telling you now, if you faff me about, we won't be talking for too long, because you got to stop bullshitting us. You got to stop saying, oh, it's not too bad, it's not too bad. It's messed up. It is messed up. And just something as simple as a bad back that I've got at the moment has destroyed me. It's turned me into somebody where I was probably 6 months ago, before I had a new care coordinator who has helped me immensely get back on track. I've belief in myself to keep writing the second book. I nearly deleted the second book the other day because I've lost so much faith in it. I've lost faith in myself. And there's people all over the country who are losing faith, who are losing the will, because they're just not getting any answers. Even if those answers are, right, I've referred you on the 3rd of February. You won't hear anything till the middle of March. Okay, let's deal with that. But I've referred you on the 3rd of February, and how long's a piece of string? I don't know what to do. You know, and what have I got to spend the next however long having a couple of days in bed for resting, and then, yeah, right, it's gone on for 22 minutes. You know, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. And there's a lot of local senior people that know me, and I'm hoping they will get to see this. And I'm going to I'm calling you out now. It's time to step up. It's time to make some changes. And I had a conversation with somebody at a meeting the other day, and I pulled her up on the fact that they were duplicating work. They know they're duplicating work, left, right, and centre. They're wasting so much money and time and resources. It's ridiculous. This is it. Line in the sand. Honesty, move forward. Otherwise, we're just going to keep pottering along, and it's just going to keep failing again and again and again. And I'm going to post this no matter what. I ain't even going to bother watching it back. I'm just going to post it. You guys, stop faffing about. Get something done. Make the NHS something to be proud of again. I know it can be done. But complicating things left, right and centre, bringing up new boards here and new boards there and new ideas here and new ideas there, that's a load of bollocks. It's not working. You know it's not working because you keep stop-starting with these new projects. Keep them going. Have some balls. Let's find out, but start it with some honesty. Tell people how it is, because if we don't have that honesty, we ain't got a chance. Now, I don't know whether this makes any sense or what. I don't care. This is one individual that over the last 4 or 5 weeks has been destroyed by whatever you want to call it, the National Health Service or the non-connected health services. It's destroying me, and if it goes on for much longer, it's going to destroy me even further. and then God knows what will happen. Sorry, I've gone on a bit. Sorry if it's been negative. Sorry of language, but it's not good enough, and things have got to change, and they've got to change now. Any of you out there who are struggling as well, hang in there, keep fighting, relax, rest as much as you can. You can't fight all the time because you end up completely knackered. Get some rest, do the right things. And anybody who works for any departments anywhere in the country, in the NHS, if you want to have a chat with me, there's loads of ways of getting in touch. But it can't carry on the way it is. It just can't. You need to sort it, and it needs to be sorted now. Enjoy the good and ride out the bad.